Hello, everybody. My name's Ardendris, and welcome to what was not supposed to be today's episode. So, today was supposed to be episode 3 of Little Witch in the Woods. It is very obviously not. Welcome back to Pitstop in Purgatory. So, yeah, if you don't remember, or if you didn't see it, this is Pitstop in Purgatory. This is a visual novel game we went back through at the beginning of October, and it was like really good. Then a couple months back, same people behind us released a sort of like side story game called Ezrabeth that gave a little bit more information about the namesake's character. But yeah. So, I've been keeping track of all their, like, Discord stuff, all their announcements and whatnot. That's actually how I realized they made another game called, how they made Ezrabeth. And around the time they released Ezrabeth, they also announced that this game was going to get some extra content, some extra DLC. And it wasn't until, like, yesterday, or I guess the day before yesterday for you, because I'm recording this the night before it goes up. Technically the day before it goes up. It just turned midnight, so never mind. So this came out on Friday the 17th. This is going up on Friday the 18th. I didn't know this existed until Thursday the 16th. Or I didn't know the release date for this, so yeah, this is what we're getting. And when obviously, this is not the same save file that we played through the rest of the series on. We were still using the itch.io version for that. Like, the Steam version wasn't coming out for like a couple days. Like, I think the Steam version came out when we were on episode 4 or 5, and at that point I just finished off with the itch version. But we are now on the Steam version, and we're ready to get into things. I don't think I have to go through the entire story to unlock the extra content. I think I just have to press the start button and it will pop up. Well, I know that's what it works. That's how they explained it working, plus I've already tested this, so I know what happens. Plus, this might or might not be my second attempt at recording this, because OBS decided that it didn't want to use my microphone anymore. So that's a thing. But anyways, I digress. Yeah, I'm really excited to jump back into this one, so I think we're just gonna get going. So, start. Would you like to start the base game or the DLC? Note, the DLC is intended to be played after completing everything else. Start DLC? I will remember you. And from what I can tell, this is supposed to be like 15,000 words? So it's definitely not as long as like the base game, but it's not too short. If I remember correctly, Ezrabeth was 25k or something like that. So let's jump into it. Start DLC. I will remember you.
Memories are a strange thing.
We have full voice acting. That was like in their patch notes or whatever. They said there was going to be like a whole bunch of new like voice lines added in. For example, I vividly remember riding on my dad's shoulders when I was very small. He'd walk, run, and even jump around with me up there, and I wouldn't budge a bit. Which probably wasn't entirely safe looking back on it. But maybe that was the fun part of the fun? What's life without a little danger and all that? Everything was so much easier back then. Being a kid, no obligations, no one expecting you to make difficult choices. Anyway, Where was I? Oh, right. Memories. That's some classic Astrid irony, reflecting on the nature of remembering and then instantly forgetting about it. Alright, getting back on track now. When I was 18, I got accepted to acting school in the big city. I was very happy about it, but it also meant leaving behind my parents and a remote countryside home. Put behind up here. It also meant leaving my parents and a remote countryside home behind. Not long before I left, me and my mom had a heart to heart. We talked about the present and the future, a lot of mother daughter stuff. At the end of our long conversation, we were all out of present and future, and then instead started delving into the past. We talked about my childhood, and Mom asked if I had any particularly happy memories from that time. For some reason, first thing that came to my mind was the fact that Dad used to carry me on his shoulders, and how it felt like flying. As I reminisced, I noticed my mom's expression changing from smiling to a bit concerned. She told me, Astrid, your dad always had a bad back. There's no way he could have carried you on his shoulders like that. I couldn't believe it. But when discussing it more, I realized that Mom was actually right. The truth was that my parents were friends with another couple who, like them, had a young girl. Sometimes we'd have that family over, and the kid would be riding on her dad's shoulders, just like I remembered doing myself doing. I was jealous of how much fun that looked. So liberating, so out of my reach. And I guess somewhere in my young mind, I got things mixed up. I fabricated a memory and turned it into something that belonged to me, even though it obviously didn't. My mom looked at me in my sad state, and her smile slowly returned. She said,
My little Astrid. Memories are a strange thing. They twist and turn, for better or worse, until we're left not knowing what's real and what isn't. With enough time and distance, even things that were once so very important fade away, hiding somewhere deep inside our minds. And all we're left with is how our memories make us feel.
I had to press her twice for it to move on, apparently. I never knew whether that was something she came up with herself, or she recited it from a poem or whatever, but it stuck with me. And now it feels more relevant than ever. I'm assuming this is taking place after this game's final chapter, right? Now that I remember everything. Pitstop in Purgatory. I will remember you. Link bar here. I think that had like something else on it when it was used for like the chapters popping up. So that was like a little extra bit added on. My room. Ever since coming back from whatever that place was, I've been isolating myself in here. Just thinking about the choice I made and what it could mean. It all seems like a fever dream. Dying, ending up in purgatory, becoming a deity, getting my memories back. Okay, this is definitely after the last chapter, or the true ending, rather, for Pitstop in Purgatory. Because it had four endings technically, and then it had like the epilogue chapter, which was talking about Rem and her mess or like dealing with what's your name? I don't remember. Astrid's boyfriend who died at the same time as her. I don't remember his name right now. I wanted to call him like Vacuo or something like that, but that's not right. I don't remember. It will come back to me. Pure insanity. But I think I've been alone for long enough. It's time to go find the guide. He's probably at the bar. Ooh, back into this music. It's been so long. Oh yes, I did. When I got the Steam version, I did buy the deluxe version specifically so I could get the soundtrack, and I do not regret that decision. I don't think anything in here has changed. If you want to read like all this little flavor text about all this stuff, just head back to the head back to the series. I think I will do the view. The Void, home of the guide. Or actually, I think it's more like a part of him. I still have no clue how this place works. There was some like, I wasn't sure if that might have different text considering things. Actually, looking at our reflection might have something new too. Despite everything, it's still me. No, I think that's still the same voice line. Okay, that's all I'm going to check out in here. Anything else, you can head back to the original playthrough, and we did look at literally everything in this room, so... Am I ready to leave? Yes, let's get out of here. There's still something I want to check. Has something changed? Hold on. That makes me think that something did actually change here. I guess I am checking everything. I'd love to lie down. Oh. I'd love to lie down, but I have so much to do. Such a great bed, though. I never got around to helping Rahel out of her smudgy makeup. Maybe it's not too late? This has been empty ever since I found that bottle of bourbon. Strange to think that Locke wouldn't want it if I tried giving it to him now. He used to drink so much when we first met. Oh yeah, that's I almost forgot about that part. The fact that the guide took away a lot of the like main character aspects of every character. Forgot about that. Looking back, this actually ended up being my most celebrated performance. Peaking at 8 years old. That's so depressing. Still ridiculously classy. Okay, so that leaves the comb. I'm assuming nothing else here has changed. I'm still going to check everything again, though. TV posts show. I wonder if Ezrabeth owned a TV when she was alive. And if she did, what kind of shows did she watch? Probably stuff with a lot of bad words in it. You are almost certainly correct. We definitely went through a lot of that while playing Ezrabeth, considering I very much try not to swear, and Ezrabeth does not stop. Gothic goth girls from planet Gothica X. My parents must be so proud of me. Comb? There will come a time, little comb, when all the strands of my hair will cry out in unison for aid which only you can bring. But today is not the day. Okay then. Pen holder? I should grab one of these red pens and draw on Smiley's face. Sorry. You know, to make his wide smile easier for everyone to see. Ah, Smiley. Why haven't I thought of that before? And finally, books. If someone had told me when I was alive that one day I'd use my knowledge of acting for the greater good of the afterlife, well, I'd think that person was crazy. Does that mean I'm crazy too? Okay, so there was new text in here for a lot of this stuff. I wasn't really expecting that. Glad I saw that text here and decided to check everything again. So, I guess we head out. Well, that's everything to look at here. Uh-huh. This place is so empty. Guide? Are you here? Hello? Well, I guess he's about to pop up. Hello there.
Looking for me, Miss Braid?
Hello there, guide. Ah! Didn't I tell you to stop appearing out of thin air like that? You did. Hmm. 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 So stop doing that. I shall take your request into consideration. For now, however... How are you feeling? Don't pretend to care. But Miss Braid, I do care. If we are to be successful in our mission to thwarting God herself, then I need you to sort out your obligatory trauma that your sudden memory reemergence has no doubt caused in your fragile human mind. Are you done? Indeed. Hold on a moment. I thought you didn't want to refer to it as God. And also, is God a girl? As always, you focus on the least important aspects of any given predicament. Perhaps the scheme of mine will prove to be my undoing. I'm referring to that thing as God, not out of my own desire to do so, but to avoid further confusion on your end. How kind of you. As for being a girl, well, God has the ability to shapeshift. When doing so, she tends to take on different personas as well. Her current guise is that of a young human woman, as it has been for a long time now. Unusually long, given her penchant to keep switching things up, as it were. So again, you're just trying to keep things simple for my poor, dumb human brain. I knew you'd understand. Thank you for the information, I guess. As for how I'm feeling, I'm all over the place. But I appreciate you giving me some space after my memories returned. It felt good to be able to process things at my own pace. Well, of course. You would have been useless to me in your initial state after all. Providing time for your weak, insensitive self to recover was all part of the plan. I was hoping you'd be a bit quick to find me, but we'll make do. After all, the greatest smiths are able to forge fantastic weapons even when their tools are underwhelming. In that analogy, I'm the smith and you're the tool, by the way. I figured. Thank you, guide, for continuing to call us your property and your tools to do what you will. Very much appreciated. I'm trying to say thank you here, but you're sure making it hard. Oh. So, am I a deity now? Like you? Not yet. But you will be once you are ready. And when is that? Tonight. So soon. Soon? We've already wasted enough time. Tonight is considerably later than originally intended. I see. I suppose I don't have much of a choice. Not this time, no. Do keep in mind that these are the consequences of the major decision you made prior to regaining your memories. Alright. Hey, suddenly the music just cut off. Hey, my friends, are they alright? Those imbeciles that you for some reason view as compatriots are doing just fine. They've acclimated themselves to the new, worry-free existences. As a result, they should now remind you more of the questionable characters you used to know, rather than the lifeless husks they turned into when you used those magic objects on them. Only, well, improved, I believe you could say. Free of the shackles that tied them to this place. That's very good to hear. Oh, but... Are you saying that they're still here? In Purgatory? Unfortunately, yes. Really? Truth be told, I didn't dare send them away, despite them being theoretically prepared to depart. I was unsure of your reaction. You weren't lying, you really do care about my feelings. Of course not. I was simply unsure whether the collective disappearance would cause you some sort of emotional turmoil that could potentially harm you in this very critical stage of recovery. He gets so long-winded when he's backed into a corner. Has he always been like that? I was just about to say, that's not really how you would have responded if that was the truth. What would it be? Harm me? Also, hold on, that was actually just a very long about way of saying, yes, that's what he was trying to do to protect her. Just saying. Oh, I get it. Now hold on. You were worried that I would get sad, leaving my room for the first time since we got back from that cafe we escaped from. I wouldn't say worried, you kept my friends around to make sure I'd have something to be happy about once I came to. Happy isn't the right word. Am I right? If that's what you want to believe, then go ahead, Miss Braid. However, you should keep in mind that due to my time resetting shenanigans, your friends will not remember you as you do them. I totally forgot about that. Oops, hit my mic. So they won't know who I am? No need for such dramatics. You were continuously rewinded to the point in time in which you made the choice of whom to aid you, if anyone. Everything that transpired up until then remains intact in their memories. I see. So then... Indeed. None of the, kissing and such. There was a little bit more than kissing going on in some of those scenes. Or, we assumed there was a little bit more than kissing going on in some of those scenes. But look on the bright side. You now have a clean slate, don't you? Good for you. That's... At any rate, shall we begin preparations for the ritual? I suppose... Actually... I just had a fantastic... Sorry. I just had a fantastic idea. Oh no. Oh yes. With me back in action, my friends will leave Purgatory, right? Right. Which means that if I want to see them again, it must be today, right? Right. And the ritual that you're talking about isn't until tonight, right? Right. So in other words, I have a bad feeling about this.
We're throwing a party!
I'm good with it. Yeah, I'm good with it. He knew what was coming. I figured I probably knew what was coming. I'm okay with Astrid's idea.
That is even worse than I anticipated.
Okay. I love people getting under the guide's skin. I do like the guide as a character, but everyone getting under his skin is kind of great. Well, you don't have to be there. Hold on, I just thought of something. I don't even have the journal right now. Okay. Well, you don't have to be there. I wish that were the truth, but unfortunately, I must continuously monitor your well-being. Nothing can be allowed to jeopardize your ascension, and by extension, the grand scheme. So you'll come to my party? I suppose I shall attend. However, I do so purely out of necessity. Yay! Let's make this to a day to remember guide. The greatest party that Purgatory has ever seen. I can offer you a small room, a jukebox, and enough drinks for no more than 5 people. Let's see. I think we only know 5 people, so I think that works. Let's see. That's, Rahel, Locke, Smiley, Ezra Beth, and us? Or the guide? Whoever you're counting as the 5th. The guide doesn't eat or drink, so 5 would be us. I don't think there's anyone else, is there? I think that's it. Okay. A bit smaller in scope than I had envisioned, but I'll take it. Very well. Count to 100 and then think about your party, and you'll arrive there with everything prepared. Why 100? Just do as I say, Miss Braid, or I shall be forced to reconsider this moronic festivities. Fine. You're not gonna make me actually count through 1 through 100, right? You're just gonna say like 1, 2, 3, 9... 1, 2, skip a few? I guess I'll just start counting then. I was so excited just now, but thinking things through, I just realized that this will be the last time I meet everyone. And I remember everything, while they don't. Those precious moments I shared with Locke and Rahel. Does some part of them remember too? Probably not. I guess it's for the best, though. Things are just too complicated. I care about them both, but... Then there's Volumnius. That was your name, Volumnius. Now I remember, now that I read it. Remembering everything about him and me was the hardest part of getting my memories back. And I still feel so much for him. Darn it! My emotions are such a huge mess. Maybe throwing a party was a bad idea. Or, actually, hasn't been 100 seconds yet. I forgot to count. Let's give it a shot anyway. My party, my party, my party, my party, my party, my party, Astrid's party! Oh. This does look like a place to party, I suppose. A really small one, but that's what the guide said, so... It's empty. I must be the first one here.
Are you ready to party, Miss Braid?
Be careful, guide. You sounded almost jovial there. Hearing you say these words is very disturbing. I suppose there truly is no pleasing some people. Or maybe I'm just harder to please than most? Perhaps. So, where is everyone? They should arrive at any moment now. You are a bit early, after all. Well, I forgot to count. I wish I could say that I'm surprised. Here comes the first miscreant now. Locke? Oh, Ezrabeth, great. Hi, time! Ezrabeth, you're in a good mood? You know how, I forgot what your voice was. You had a voice in the original series, then you had a different voice in Ezrabeth that I think changed multiple times. I gave you like a British accent, didn't I? Or like a faux British accent or something. You know how much I love to... voices! Go! You know how much I love me some drinks, Astrid Delicious. I actually don't hate that nickname. And why would ya? It's a compliment. This voice is definitely different from any other time. God, I much preferred this particular shadow when she was an insufferable buffoon. She's even laughing. Oh, what's that? You'll have to speak up a bit, girl. Remember that I'm old. Using wrong voices. You are? How old exactly? I must have been in my... No, I'm not gonna do that. I must have been in my 70s when I died, if I remember correctly, and then I immediately did it. Ugh, voices are hard. Dang. I always pictured you being younger behind all that black. On account of my energetic and outspoken personality. Actually, it was probably more because of your, colorful vocabulary. Which seems to be gone now, come to think of it. What the heck do you mean, girl? Never mind. Come find me later. We have to share a drink. Or 50. You bet. Ugh. You just can't bear to watch people have fun, can you? It's difficult, to put it mildly. Astrid! Hi, Smiley. When the guy told me about this party a minute ago, I was so excited that... You smiled? Dang, I'm getting predictable, aren't I? When it comes to your smiling, you've been predictable ever since the first time I met you. Or the second time, to be exact, since at first you were busy tricking me. Egads! I'll never hear the end of that, huh? Actually, you will hear the end of that later today, on account of you leaving Purgatory. No more Astrid for you. Way to spoil the mood. Yeah, what's the big idea? But he's right about that, so I guess we'll have to make this day count. I still have a few more hours left to convince you to marry me. Well, Don't worry, I'm just joking. Unless... No. But a few drinks together would be nice. It's a date! I meant it's a deal! Oh, Smiley. And now a dashing man enters. Oh?
Good day, lady.
Hey there, Locke. It's good to see you again. And and a good day to you, sir. Seeing you again is, wait, what's he doing here? I think I'm going a little bit more dark, a little deeper and more gruffy with your voice than I did before. Haven't you heard, Mr. Moon? I'm a, what's that title you humans bestow upon someone for the person's ego to potently enlarge during social gatherings? Ah, right. I am a VIP. I guess you are the most important person in Purgatory, so I guess that makes sense. Is that true, lady? Of course not. Although we did sort of put all this together. Huh? Well, I guess even jerks like him can get it right once in a while. Careful now, Mr. Moon. Anyway, it's wonderful to see you again, Locke. I'm so happy you made it. Not like I have much of anything else to be doing. I don't drink anymore, so now I mostly just nap through the days. Might sound boring, but I don't think I've ever felt better. Really? Well. Come find me later, and I'll tell you more about it. If you want to, of course. You bet. Great. I'm keeping my eyes on you, guide. Something must be off for you to be here. Bah. I put some reverb in that I didn't mean to, so I literally just bad like a sheep. You can't catch a break, huh? You'll soon find out for yourself that the existence of a deity is not as leisurely as one might initially suspect.
Nipperkin? Is it really you?
I was about to go in for the is it really you, then it just took a second to read it through. Hold on, did I ever readjust to make sure that voices were higher than everything else? I'm gonna take 1 second to get a drink and to make sure sound settings are still right. 1 second. Okay, I'm back. I got a drink. I made sure that the voice lines were a little bit louder than the music and whatnot. While I was away, I decided to look it up to double check things. This expansion DLC says that it adds 15k new words. I'm not sure if that that's how it's worded. 15,000 new words. I'm not sure if that means that the specific DLC part itself is 15,000 words, or if they made changes elsewhere. Because I think from how it's worded, I think they added on to other parts of the game as well, but I'm not entirely sure. I know they added 100 new voice lines, and I don't think they're all in here. So yeah, there's probably changes that are part of that 15k, but I have no idea how long this thing itself is. But if all 15k are part of this expansion, then that means it's just slightly shorter than Ezrabeth, which took 4 hours. So this isn't going to be one episode, I don't think. Also, I was trying to get back into the Rahel voice. I think it was something like, Nipperkin, is it really you? Or something like that. That's right, Rahel. Miss Amethyst, you're here. For my gift seed, I'd even leave a buffet in times of chameleon diet. I still don't understand half of what you're saying, but... At long last, we seem to be in agreement on something, Miss Braid. If we continue along this route, we will have more in common than the two of you ever had. Pah! Are we to endure this adult plot and his commentary all day? It's sure to send us into mollygrubs. Ignore him, Rahel. Today is about having fun and celebrating, well, the end of your stay in Purgatory. Oh, right. I had all but forgotten about that. We will do as you suggest, Nipperkin. Come talk to me once you have a moment to spare. I definitely will. Well then.
It seems this dreaded event is all but ready to begin in earnest.
Apparently I put the voice lines a little bit higher than I meant to. But it doesn't look like... I'm sorry if that went a little bit too loud. I might adjust this just a tiny bit on OBS to make sure that doesn't happen again. Like, it went slightly into the yellow, which I have no idea if that's actually too loud or whatnot. I'm not 100% sure about, like, audio mixing or whatever. You read this out already. I don't need to. Well said, guide. Everyone. You move aside so I can tell them something? Humph. Everyone. I'm so happy that you're all here.
Let's get this party started.
Yay, achievement! Last night with the gang. They just recently added a whole bunch of... I think when it got to Steam, it might have had a couple, but it didn't have a lot. And then with this new content update, I think they added in a few. I have no idea how many. But honestly, looking at the time, this might be a pretty good place to end things off. Because, yeah. I might just run with the assumption that all 15k is this new DLC, in which case it's going to be several episodes anyway. So, yeah, I'm going to have to split this up anyways. We're already at 40 minutes and we're nowhere near done. So, with all that said, I want to thank you very much for watching this return to Pitstop and Purgatory. Definitely enjoying it so far. Anyways, I want to thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed as much as I have, and I hope to see you next time. So, without further ado, take care, everybody.